Hey everybody, this is the fashionista, Merrick Brave, and you're listening to the Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Welcome to the family.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SCW podcast, and we are on the road to the 15th anniversary. But first, this Saturday, we've got Pit Stop at 116 East Bryant Street, Walcott, Iowa, 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bell, $10 at the door if you don't already have that season pass. What happened there, John?
I was screeching him for a pit stop.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Boy, it has been too long since we've done a podcast together. I am the 7-star mind of the Slam Fam Wrestling Network, Alex McCarthy, and I am joined by the man who counts 3 all over the state of Iowa, Jon G, making debuts for CEW and 3XW this weekend. John, how are you doing now that you're a traveling man?
Oh, you know, I love wrestling in the great state of Iowa, and I like being involved wherever I can be. It was nice being down a little bit farther south than I'm used to for CEW, and it was nice being a little bit farther west than I'm used to being for 3XW, but that's not why we're here, Alex.
Absolutely not. We're here to talk about SCW. And we didn't get a show in July. We had a couple things going on here in the Slam Fam. If you don't listen to our other programming, first of all, shame on you. Nah, I understand. But no, if you don't listen to our other programming, Margaret Adele and I, we tied the knot. So we did not have a show in July. We kind of took a break from most podcasting here on the network. But we're back in full force. It's August. It's a new month, and we're ready to go. So John, let's kind of talk about basically the 2 big things that are looming here in SCWPro. The one big story that I think we're going to be talking about is the Revolution.
The Revolution. They're taking Black and Brave, and they're grabbing graduates, and they're just growing stronger and larger. I mean, they're adding names to the roster. Knight Wagner is recruiting.
Yeah, Knight Wagner, you could say, was gifted at Red, White, and Bruised when gifted Chase Holliday joined the ranks. He saw the opportunity and he took it. And Knight Wagner, if you don't count himself, it is 5 strong now, 6 strong with Knight, as you've got Joe Acer, Xander, Killen, Deonn, Rusman, Robin Steele, and now the gifted Chase Holliday. Chase Holliday was kind of in the Xander, Killen, Joe Acer category for me. Not terribly surprising. Chase Holliday already had an ego. He already had, already pretty full of himself, already pretty confident in his abilities, and really wanted to be a part of, and saw the opportunity to be a part of this group and, beat guys down 5-on-1, 6-on-1, and he decided he was all about it.
You still there?
What do you think, John? What do you think?
You cut out for a second. Well, I guess that's one way to look at it. I think if you look at it from Chase's perspective, he had just been handed a defeat by Steve Manders, and those guys came out to give him a hand. So, I mean, it seemed like the right opportunity. He saw a crowd, he fell in with it. I can't fault Knight's wisdom there, and I'm going to use that word, wisdom. There's an old saying, many hands make light work, and Knight is looking to have a lot of hands on deck and a lot of heads he can pop into slots. It's quite the organization they have put together.
He's also pissing a lot of people off, John.
Yeah, you're right. it might very well be the wrong people to be pissing off, but he also is aligning himself with a lot of strong competitors.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no argument there. So much, either between the proven and the potential in that group. I mean, heading into 15th anniversary, these guys are all going to be in top caliber matches, possibly challenging for titles. Who knows? But one thing I want to bring up is the two matches that we do have announced for this Saturday night in Walcott. And the first one is very, very interesting to me, and I'll talk for a minute why. We have the team of Deonn Rusman and Robin Steele going head-to-head with the team of Shain Bender. And let me talk for a minute about why this one is interesting. I've talked before about how the team of Shain Bender and Robin Steele kind of really never got off its feet, to be perfectly fair. Really never got off its feet before they went their separate ways. Robin joined the Revolution, and Bender kind of went out on his own, straight rider. And but on the other side of the token, the other two guys in the match, if you remember, on at least two occasions, the Hawkeyes, Steve Manders and Deonn Rusman, unsuccessfully challenged Vicious and Delicious for the SCWPro tag team. She was kind of exploding and changing things, and I think both tag teams have the interesting dynamic of the smaller, quicker guy, and then you have the powerhouses. What do you think, John?
It's a solid lineup on both sides. It makes sense. You've got the big and quick. They both have the big and quick. So I mean, so in a lot of those matchups, you're gonna say, well, it's the big guy. Whoever the bigger guy is, it might win, or you might say whoever the quicker guy is going to get the win. And I think it's going to be the best team. Whoever can actually coalesce and get a strategy in place in the ring that utilizes both that on the ground, feet on the ground, grinding wrestling style along with the high flying. It's going to be a quick, hard hitting, high flying match. Anyway, slice it, and it's going to be speed that's going to really, really win the day.
Yeah. So I would think, just based on your analysis that we kind of went through, and I actually might have to agree with you. Are you going Rusman and Steele just because they're experienced together as a team?
Yeah, I am. I think Shain Bender has a lot of potential, but his team ups in the past have not always turned out for the best for him and his partner. And Manders does not have as much experience in the tag realm with SCWPro. I
couldn't agree more. We've seen Bender team up with Travis Titan before, with Robin Steele, more successful as a singles. And we know, especially when the Revolution are out there, that cohesion is the code word. Working together is the most important thing. It's gonna be a tag team affair, and I think the team that can work together is gonna prove to be victorious.
Valid. I think we're on the same page when it comes down to that. I think that, no doubt, and we do know the Revolution, they know how to band together.
Absolutely. The next match we need to talk about, 6-man tag action, as it's going to be Joe Ace, Sage Cainan, and Dante Leon. And this one is a little closer to a stalemate for me, because you have the tag experience of Sage and Dante, and the just absolute intensity and raw power. Exception of Xander Killen, but he's not teamed with Acer or Holliday before. And, before we went with the Revolution, this time I think, just kind of looking at all the variables, Travis Titan, very experienced in the ring, has had main event matches against a few competitors, and then you've got the team of Sage and Dante joining up with them, so that's very interesting. What do you think, John?
I think Titan, Sage, Dante. I think we've seen the three of them support each other through training and through saves in the ring, and coming to each other's aid and get in each other's backs quite a bit. So I think that there's already some teamwork building there. And again, we're falling on that again. It's going to come down to teamwork. But Killen's got good leadership. I think he's an opportunist. He's not the biggest guy on the roster, but he has done well for himself in his tenure with SCW Pro. So I know that he, when you're not seeing Knight out there, Xander's going to be calling things. He's a good field lieutenant for Knight. So if Knight's not at the ring with him, they're still going to be under good guidance. So it's hard to say. Yeah. He calls his moments, and he knows how to take them, and he knows how to get them when nobody's taking a look.
Correct me if I'm wrong, John, because you're sort of the almanac of SCW Pro, which is why when Mark Storm retired from podcasting, I knew you were the guy I wanted to bring available, so you have a great memory, much better than mine. Is Xander Killen the only competitor besides Connor Braxton that is one championship, the only Black and Brave graduate that is one win away from that Triple Crown? The only other Black and Brave graduate that's one win away from that Triple Crown?
You are correct.
I was going to say, I couldn't think of another.
I can't think of another either. They've either gotten the cup or the tag belts. He's held the tag belt for nearly a year and then held the cup, on again, off again. We haven't seen Joe team up and get those belts. We haven't seen, Ross the Hoss hasn't gotten the belts, despite having tagged. So he is one step away from the Triple Crown.
Yeah, he and Connor Braxton. All right, John. One more thing we have to talk about. Well, I'm sorry. Let's get your prediction for that 6-man tag. Are you going Titan Sage Dante?
Oh, no. I mean, it's a 6-man tag, so you've got 3 guys on each side, but you've got the Revolution, where we already know there's 2 others that will be in the house. So, no, Revolution. Whether or not they get the windfall or not, Revolution will be raising their hands and have bodies strewn about below them. I think you just can't stop Knight and his crew. Tensions high when they're around, and I think that despite Titan, Sage, Dante having teamwork on their side, they're all a little too hot when it comes down to these guys. They're going to be easily distracted or easy to get focused on the wrong moment.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will say about the team of Titan, Sage, and Dante, I think all 3 of them kind of known for having a bit of a temper. So it might be easy to get them off the game. As talented as they are, I think they all 3 are a little bit of a short fuse, especially with everything that's been going on all summer.
Absolutely. I don't blame them for having a short
No,
fuse.
no.
I'm not trying to bury the guys over it. I could see getting super unhappy and in a real quick way with this match and with who they're facing off against. So that's the type of stuff that leads to mistakes.
Yep, and that's kind of stuff that Night Wagner's going to capitalize on.
He's been known to.
I do think the team of Titan, Sage, and Dante will be able to pull through, though. I just call me a believer, call me a dreamer, but I think they're going to pick up the victory.
Well, we're on 2 different sides on that one.
And that happens. The other thing we need to talk about, the big kind of, we know what the SCW Pro Championship match is going to be at Anniversary, and we know that both individuals. Yeah.
I'm shook-stepping right now.
Are you shook-stepping right now?
I am shook-stepping right now.
Everybody take a moment to do the shook-step with Jon G.
Right now.
We know
1,
it's going to be the shook, Shain Hollister.
3. Feel that in your quad. Right there. Feel that.
Yep.
Now I'm not blinking and I'm walking around. I'm not as scary as Mason Beck. I think I look better shook-stepping than I do trying to do it.
Yeah, probably, John, probably. Now let's talk about, it's going to be the shook Shain Hollister challenging the monster, Mean Mason Beck, the walking horror film, the man who has not been pinned in over 2 years. That's insane.
They're both going to be in the house with Pitstop. They're both going to be in the building, and I think
they're both stopping at Pitstop.
We can both attest that tensions are going to be running hot. those guys being in the same building, Suge doesn't want to wait. He came out of retirement, and he came out of retirement with the intention of proving a point. And I think Mason Beck has been proven a point that he was made for the big red belt, and the big red belt was made for him. So I think those two things are going to clash.
Stranger.
Yeah. Man, tensions are going to be high.
We did not see Mason Beck at Red, White, and Bruise. Have not seen him since that no disqualification, no count-out match against Chainsaw King, where Beck was able to pick up the victory, obviously retain the title. But we saw a side of Mason Beck that we'd never seen before at Unbroken back in June. We saw just a slight tinge, just a slight hue of vulnerability for the first time ever in Mason Beck when he was in the ring with Chainsaw King.
Did you just call him vulnerable?
I said we saw a slight tinge of possible vulnerability.
I don't remember him giving anybody like a love letter or walking in with flowers, man. He was wrestling Chainsaw King.
Oh yeah, nothing.
I mean,
not to discredit Chainsaw at all. Chainsaw's a monster.
You're going to get us killed with this Mason Beck thing you do on this podcast. Can you just not badmouth him for one show, Alex?
I'm not badmouthing him.
God. This is why I have a whistle with me when I walk through a parking lot at night. God.
No, Mason Beck, I mean, hard to argue, probably one of the most dominant SCW Pro champions of all time. One of the most vicious, one of the most destructive, a man who doesn't just defeat his opponents, he destroys his opponents. And if there's anybody that has the heart and the intensity to take it, maybe it's the Suge. Obviously, we're not going to see that match in Walcott Saturday night. But they're both going to be in the house. You know they both got their mind on anniversary, the 15th anniversary. Two guys who've been there since the beginning in SCW Pro, getting to fight at that 15th anniversary. A huge honor that the Suge had to defeat Johnny Wisdom in a 2 out of 3 falls match to earn a match that I said was my favorite match that I've ever called in SCW Pro. One of my favorite matches of all time, and just seeing those guys go out there and leave it all in the ring. The Suge has more than earned this match against Mason Beck. It
was an honor to be the official on that match, to tell you the truth. Those guys were colliding. Some of the noises, like you might have heard some of that from back where you're at with the table, but I'm right there. I am a couple feet away. I'm hearing, the actual bone, the bone on bone.
Yeah.
Some of those lariats, unbelievable. Buzzsaw kicks. I mean, just some of the noises that come out of that match. If you go back and watch it, just unbelievable.
Safe to say the Suge has, yeah.
They both wanted it that night. It just showed.
Safe to say the Suge has earned his shot against Mason Beck.
Exactly. And yeah, I want to go back and talk about Mason Beck for a second. So you did say that he's a monster. He's a big guy. He's strong. He knows how to batter and bash, but he's an incredibly accomplished technical wrestler also.
Oh, yes.
He doesn't just bash on people. He knows when to bash on people. The guy is lightning fast. What about that rollout off the table out from underneath Nevin at Wildwood? I mean, for being the size he is, he's incredibly nimble. It's a little frightening. So I think that Suge's he's earned his spot, but the deck's stacked against him.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, we're going to find out this Saturday night what the Suge got in mind, maybe. We're going to see both guys. We know both guys are going to be in the building. Tensions will boil over. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see heading into our 15th anniversary. This Saturday night, SCW Pitstop, 116 East Bryant Street, Walcott, Iowa. 6:30 doors, 7 o'clock bell, $10 at the door unless you've got that Walcott season pass. John, why don't you go ahead and tell these fine folks where they can find you on social media?
You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealJohnG123. Don't put an H in my name. And where can we find you, Alex?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @1RealSmartAlex. That's OneRealSmartAlex. Go ahead and fam at SlamFamRest on Instagram, WREST. SlamFam Wrestling on Instagram. SlamFam Rest on Twitter. SlamFam Wrestling on Instagram. Like the SlamFam Wrestling Network on Facebook. Don't forget, this Saturday night, the last stop before anniversary, and Merrick Brave will be selling pre-sale tickets to our 15th anniversary event this Saturday night. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great show. SCW Pitstop. John, I can't wait to see you this Saturday night.
Did you say where we can follow SCW Pro on all media?
I did, at SCW Pro.
And what about the SCW Pro website?
SCW-Pro.com, where you can get those pre-ordered anniversary tickets. And guys, this is a great deal. You save $2 if you buy the tickets in advance, and they will sell out. Mark my words, they will sell out of general admission tickets. Do not count on being able to walk up to the door and get a GA ticket. You know, but why would you want a GA ticket? Get that front row, they're almost out. Get the second, third, fourth, fifth row. You know, it's gonna be an amazing night. You're gonna want to be up close to the action. It's our biggest event of the year, SCW's 15th anniversary. 15 years in the making. The only match we know it is worth the price of admission alone. Shane Hollister, the Shug, taking on Mean Mason Beck, and WWE legend Vicky Guerrero is going to be there. John, I can't wait.
You know, I can't agree with you more on that. You want to get out there. You want to be in the first, second, third row. If people have seen the pictures of the room, it looks huge. It looks lovely. It's amazing with all the seats around it. But it's nothing compared to actually being there at ringside. You realize how big the event is when you're there and you're in it. So, definitely worth it.
All right, John.
Get those tickets now.
Get those tickets now at SCW-Pro.com. We'll see you this Saturday night in Walcott, 116 East Pine Street. Also, don't forget, the Durant Firefighter Days will have SCW Pro action during the day. Come on out to Durant, support that great organization. We'll see you this Saturday, hopefully at the Durant Firefighter Days and at SCW Pitstop.
Are you sure that you're alright?